Hello, my name is Jason Mercer, the Toronto Real Estate Board's Director of Market Analysis. With September complete, we are now also through the third quarter of the year and in the home stretch to the holidays. But the next 3 months will certainly be interesting. The September numbers showed that demand for ownership housing in the Greater Toronto Area remains very strong. However, with recent changes to federal mortgage lending guidelines and capital gains tax exemptions, there will be much to consider moving forward. Let's turn first to the September numbers. Greater Toronto Area Realtors reported 9,902 sales through TREB's MLS system in September 2016. This result was up by 21.5% compared to September 2015. For the region as a whole, strong annual rates of sales growth were experienced for all major home types. The pace of detached sales growth was slower in the City of Toronto, and the number of semi-detached sales in the city was down compared to last year. In both cases, the year-over-year dip in new listings was likely the issue. We continue to see strong demand for ownership housing up against a short supply of listings in the Greater Toronto Area in September. The sustained lack of inventory in many neighbourhoods across the GTA continue to underpin high rates of price growth for all home types. Both the MLS Home Price Index composite benchmark and the average selling price for all home types combined were up strongly on a year-over-year basis in September. The MLS HPI composite benchmark grew by 18% compared to September 2015. The average selling price was up by 20.4% to $755,755. Now, it's important to remember that the MLS HPI provides a price growth measure for a benchmark home, thereby allowing for an apples-to-apples comparison from one year to the next. The average selling price can be influenced by changes in both market conditions and the mix of homes sold. Now, through September, we remained on pace for a second consecutive record year for home sales. However, we must now consider the potential impacts of changes to federal mortgage lending guidelines and capital gains tax exemptions. While it is possible that these changes could have an impact on demand for ownership housing in the GTA, the extent of this impact remains unclear. We've seen numerous changes to mortgage lending guidelines since the recession, and the impacts have differed. The changes made last December had little impact, whereas previous changes did have at least a temporary effect on home sales. The Toronto Real Estate Board will be closely monitoring if and/or how the recent federal changes influence market activity in the Greater Toronto Area. While these changes are pointed at the demand for ownership housing, it is important to note that much of the upward pressure on home prices in the GTA has been based on the declining inventory of homes available for sale. Without a sustainable fix for the lack of inventory in the GTA, it is very possible that we will continue to see strong upward price pressure, especially in the low-rise market segment where the supply of listings is very constrained. As we have seen, the federal government is positioned from a policy perspective to influence the demand for ownership housing. However, policies pointed at the supply of housing are under the purview of provincial and municipal governments. We'll have much to talk about in the coming months. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you very much.
Brought to you by GTA Realtors.